Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're ready for a fun day full of streaming today. A very different day today from yesterday. You know, yesterday it was a more relaxed, chill day with Divinity 2 on the first stream, and then a chill stream of Genshin Impact at night. But today is Tuesday, April 13th, 2021, and today it's completely different. Today we're doing Murder Mystery Investigation in Danganronpa V3, where we're going to investigate the second murder of the game, which just took place at the very tail end of our last stream. It was like the last 10 minutes of our last stream of Danganronpa. And last time around, this was the most fun part of the entire playthrough so far. Investigating this murder, finding out what happened, trying to hypothesize, gee, what could have happened, who could have murdered who. You see, it was pretty fun. I'm excited for that today. I am. I'm very excited for that, and hopefully it'll be a really good stream. Later tonight, the late night stream is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And for those who've been following it, you know that I unlocked the auto shotgun as well as many different attachments that are making the Tundra sniper rifle way better. I'm actually starting to do pretty damn good sniping with this sniper rifle. So I'm excited for both streams today. I am. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are excited as well. Hooey, Jasper is excited. He's all over the place this morning. So, being that, you know, it is tax season, I'm going back and forth with my tax guy, and he's like, you got to sign this form, print this form, and I'm doing some of that this morning. And Jasper is, like, so overly excited today. He's rubbing all against the printer. As the papers are coming out, he's trying to rub the printer and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, what is he doing? He's out of control here. So, he's being silly. He also already bit the freaking headphone wire. So I had to yell at him. But he's all over the place. He just left, but he'll probably be back here. So he's here for the pre-streams right now, but currently with my wife's work schedule, she's basically gets out of work around noon, and then, of course, she has to drive home. So usually by the time I'm finishing pre-stream, and I'm taking that little break to use the restroom, she usually arrives home around then. So he hasn't been in the office for gaming recently, and probably won't be if her schedule stays the same. And I emphasize that, if it stays the same, because we don't know if it's going to stay the same or not. It looks like for this week and for next week, it will remain the same, where she's working Monday through Friday, early mornings until like noonish. So if it stays that way, you guys will be able to hear and see Jasper on the pre-streams. But you won't be able to see him during gameplay, sadly. You know, when my wife is home, as I told you guys, I need to close the office door. If I don't, my voice echoes and booms through the house when I'm doing my commentary, and it basically makes it unbearable to be in the house. You just hear me yelling in your ear constantly. So obviously I don't want that for my wife, so I close the door. It's going to be much hotter. Here he is, by the way. Hi, Jasper. Jasper Kitty, do you want to be on camera? Would you like to be on camera for a minute? Hold on. Let's see if he wants to be on camera. Wait a minute. Ugh, stupid mouse. Jasper, you want to say hello to everyone? Come here. Let me show you to everybody. Here he is. Here's the Jasper Kitty. There he is. Here's the rascal cat, being a silly guy this morning, rubbing the printer, biting the wires. There he is. And he'll be in here for the pre-streams. Hee hee, you silly cat. Alright, let him down. Now he's wiggling. He's doing the wiggle. You're a nut. He's a nutty kitty. He certainly is. Alright, so that being said, this week should be a good one. At the same time, later this week, it's supposed to be incredibly hot here in Washington. We're supposed to hit 75 degrees Fahrenheit. We've only been in the 50s. And all of a sudden, within like 3 days here, it's supposed to heat up dramatically to almost, it's not really summer-like temperatures. Summer here can be 80 to 90 degrees. But that's a significant increase in heat. And it kind of sucks because I wasn't ready for that. I don't have enough insulation stuff to put my air conditioner in properly. I might have to do like a really half-assed job for Thursday and Friday if it does actually get that hot, so that I can at least use my air conditioner, and then over the weekend maybe go to like Lowe's or another home place and grab the foam and stuff that I really need to make it be fully insulated. Why? Because during the afternoons when the sun is out, my office heats up by about 15 to 20 degrees. Right now, the sun is beating on the office wall. Now, can you imagine it already being around 80 degrees in here, and now it's 75 outside, meaning it's probably going to be about 90 to 100 degrees in here. It's pretty bad. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens later this week. I don't want to turn on the air conditioner, but I just might have to. You have to understand, this room is full of electronics. It's incredibly stuffy air, incredibly hot air, and the electronics will all break and malfunction if I don't keep them cool. Not only an issue of heat exhaustion for me, but just keeping everything functioning, you know? I guess we'll see. All right, anyway. So, very briefly, let's talk about the schedule for the week. So today it's Danganronpa V3 here on the first stream, and then the late stream is Call of Duty. Okay? Tomorrow, it's going to be the continuation of Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. Thank the Lord we passed the point in the game where I was playing for 5 hours and couldn't beat it because it was insanely difficult. I can't believe they made it that difficult. I mean, it's just evilly cruel. But we did pass it, and we're going to fight a boss, and then we're going to go to the final stage. I don't know if we'll beat it tomorrow, but I think we should make good, at least some progress, okay? Then, tomorrow night, more Genshin. Yes, we'll have another chill stream of Genshin Impact tomorrow night, if you will join me for that. On Thursday, we will swing back to Divinity 2 as we are full-fledged heading into the next part of the game. We're actually on a boat, and we've engaged a big-ass piece of combat. So we're going to fight and see what happens in this boat combat and then go from there. I'm assuming we're going to hit new mainland, new areas to explore. And then Thursday night will be more Call of Duty, a second helping for the week. And then on Friday, hopefully, we will see the conclusion of Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. I'm thinking if we have good progress tomorrow, likely we'll beat the game on Friday, which is good. We'll have a finale, and that way we can move on to all the new releases next week, of which there are several. Okay? Good. And then Friday night is my weekly Throwback Street Fighter session, where once a week I play Classic Street Fighter. You guys pick characters for me to use. And it's always a good time. And I always have fun doing it. You guys seem to really enjoy it too. That's Friday night. Saturday will be my day off for the week, which I'm not pleased with. I don't like having weekends off because it's the busiest day of the week is Saturday usually. It's the most people are out, probably the most people eating out, the most people shopping, tons of traffic. It's a frustrating nightmare. But it is what it is, right? That's my life right now with my wife's current position at her job. That's what's going on, so we'll see what happens. If it's going to stay like that or not, I have no idea. It's at least like that for this week and next week. So, and then I'll be back on Sunday to continue on with all the ongoing playthroughs. Now, FYI, next week will be a combination of the continuing playthroughs plus new stuff. Next week, we'll have the premiere of MLB The Show 2021. Yes, I'm going back to baseball for the first time in many years. It's going to be chill streaming where basically I'm interacting and talking, having conversations and fun with you guys while I swing at baseballs and suck. I used to do this a couple times back in the day, and you guys enjoyed both times I did it. So I said, why not bring it back? It should be a good time. Okay? In addition, later on in the week, it's Nier Replicant, the prequel to Nier Automata that actually has one of the major characters from Nier Automata in it as a main character, explaining their backstory. So it should be interesting and fun to play this. I really like Nier Automata. If the combat's anything like that, I think it's going to be very enjoyable. So that's starting up this week as well. Okay? Now, also, games this month. Nier Replicant. Not Replicant. What am I talking about? My stupid brain. What's the game on PS5 that's coming out? Returnal. Returnal is coming out at the very end of the month. And Pokemon Snap is coming out at the very end of the month. So 2 other big high-profile games coming out by the end of this month as well that I'll be checking out that last week of April. So 4 new games in the next 2 weeks. That's a lot. And it's exciting. I'm excited for it. Those games are going to be the main focus, by the way. MLB, not so much. MLB will probably do like one major stream, and then it'll be a late-night chill stream. But definitely, Nier Replicant, and then Returnal, and some Pokemon Snap will all be kind of focused stuff, while the other playthroughs, i.e., what I mean by that is Divinity 2 and Danganronpa, will end up being some of the late-night chill streams. Maybe every once in a while there'll be a main stream of one of them, but they're going to basically be put a little bit onto the back burner while we play the new releases. And it was always said, I always said that was going to happen. I knew the games were insanely long. By the way, Divinity 2, I'm 40 hours into at this point. Okay? Danganronpa, as of today, I should be between 15 to 20 hours into it. So you have to understand the reason that these games aren't being beaten quickly is because they're so goddamn long. If people had nominated much shorter Viewer's Choice games, like reasonably length games, I would have beat them already. I've played these games enough that I would have beaten any other game. But people picked the longest games in fucking human game development history for Viewer's Choice. So it is what it is. You're just going to have to wait while I play the new releases, and maybe every once in a while I'll play them as a late night stream, but they're just going to have to go on hold. Okay? Nothing you can do about that. Okay. Oh, my neck. Oh, I just cracked my neck. It was very loud. So that's the rough schedule for this week, and then next week, of course, new releases. It's very exciting. I'd like to direct everyone's attention to the top of your screens. As you can see, we have a subscriber goal of 900 subs for this month, all right? I really need to direct your attention to this right now, and here's why. I know for a fact that very shortly there's going to be 1 or 2 sub bombs that were dropped in March that are going to expire. That total of 820 some subs is going to dip by about 200. I'm not even kidding. I almost guarantee you this is going to drop significantly within the next week to 2 weeks tops, okay? Now, here's the problem with that. Obviously, we want to hit the sub goal for this month. If we hit 900 subs this month, we're going to be doing a retro replay event where you guys will nominate and vote on a game from 2015 or earlier that I've already played to do a second run playthrough now with direct capture, live streaming, interaction, face cam, you know, all the modern stuff that I do for playthroughs. Redoing a playthrough from the past. Could be, there's so many potential possibilities. There's so many games I played in 2015 or earlier. Are you kidding me? Hundreds and hundreds. Already people have nominated some of their favorites. Games such as the Fallout series, older older action-based games like the Uncharted series, Metal Gear Solid. There's just so many. So many that I could go back and play and do additional playthroughs that would be really neat, I feel. In addition to just replaying those games, I'll be doing a marathon setting where I'll actually be playing them on a marathon event, like 7+ hours of gameplay in one sitting to get those playthroughs started in a big way. And during that marathon event, I'll be doing a live DSP tries it of, you guessed it, Chef Boyardee pasta, which has become a meme here on the streams over the last couple of months. So all of that, if we hit the 900 subs goal. Why is it just one 900 subs goal for all of that? Because the last few months, you guys have given me feedback and told me that you felt the incremental sub goals weren't beneficial to the viewership, because you basically told me that it felt like we were always moving the goalpost more and more, and there was never an end in sight. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we hit the tier 1 sub goal, but now there's a tier 2. We hit the tier 2. Oh, there's a tier 3. Well, what the hell? When does it end? Right? So instead of doing the incremental stuff, I said this month I'll just do one big sub goal, and we'll do like triple rewards for it. All right? But we're still around 80 subs away, and with these sub bombs about to expire, I know for a fact we're going to see a major decline in that number of subs unless people sub soon. So, there's so many benefits to subscribing to the channel. Getting over 40 emotes unlocked. Getting a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been a supporter. Not having to watch advertisements when I boot up the stream and ads run, or when I take an ad break. There's so many benefits. Please consider subbing if you're not considered subbed. In addition to that, if you like my streams, and maybe you like some of the people on my streams, right? You want to hang out with people, have a good time. Maybe you want to help out someone. Say, hey, you know what? Here's a gifted sub. You could do that. You could drop a sub bomb on the channel, or you could specifically pick people to give subs to be a nice person. Okay? So please consider it. Now, hold on, because I need to blow my nose. My allergies are killing me. Give me 1 second here. Okay, guys, this just sucks. My allergies suck. My nose is itching. My nose is running. I've got the post-nasal drip going on. It sucks ass. I hate allergies, man. They are annoying as hell. And I apologize that you have to put up with hearing my allergies, but it is what it is. I can't do much about it besides pop an allergy pill, which I guess I should probably do. You know what? I probably should. All right, give me a sec. I'll literally be right back. I'm going to go pop an allergy pill. This is annoying. All right. Sheesh. Okay. Now, now, I should be able to I should be able to continue with the pre-stream uninterrupted. Holy crap. All right, guys. So that's the deal. Now, very quickly, if you like my content and you like my streams, please consider contributing during today's stream. Although contributions are not mandatory, they are greatly appreciated because I am an independent content creator who does not have any sponsorships with any product, nor do I get paid exclusively to stream on any business website. Because I'm an independent, I am crowdfunded by you. You are the people who like my content and who support it through your contributions on a daily basis. Okay? Thank you in advance, again, for any contributions. If you cheer, sub, or tip during today's stream, I will give you a shout out. Fair enough? Now, FYI, I'll just let everyone know in advance, and especially the moderators here today, because I see King Gokin, Eternal Napalm. FYI, because this is Danganronpa, there was potential for spoilers today. So I'm just going to forewarn everyone. There may be spoilers. I'm going to try to avoid as many spoilers as humanly possible as we try to investigate the murder mystery. But sadly, some people will try to do stuff to be dicks. There's nothing that can be done with a live stream. That's just always potential. All right? But I'm just asking the moderators, please keep an eye on the chat. And please get rid of all the spoilers if any do appear. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. Now, in particular, right now, the best way to contribute would be by tipping me. Because I get paid by Twitch in a couple of days. When I get paid by Twitch, I just found out that money needs to basically, I have to pay some tax stuff with it. So, essentially, I need tips pretty badly right now. At least for a week or two. Because of what's going on with, oh, you still owe this and you owe that. And I'm like, okay, well, that's great. I guess I got to get paid by Twitch and there goes all my money right out the door. So, if you can tip me, that will help more than anything. Although, cheering and subbing, still tremendously helpful in the long term. But in the short term, if you want to help me out the most, please tip me. All right, we have tip goals in effect. $50 of tips raised, I'll put on my Gunner glasses. For $100 of tips, I'll put on a vest. We're just going back to square one again with the vest. It seems like every stream, we've been hitting the vest goal at the last minute. We actually hit the vest goal on the first stream yesterday with 15 minutes to go. Last night, we hit the vest goal with 1 minute to go on the stream. I put on the platinum vest and the stream was over. So I'm just going to reset the tips goals for the day. Excuse me, not the tips goals. The vest for the day. So vests eligible today would be beige, red, platinum, denim, and camo. Those are the 5 vests that we're starting with today. Okay? Now, if we happen to hit the tips goal, great. Then we'll talk about tier 2, tier 3 tips goals, which are also in effect, rewards for those goals. But let's not talk about those till we get to them. Fair enough? Okay. FYI, if you are going to be a regular attendee of my streams, I strongly recommend you do not use a name on Twitch that you use on other social media accounts. I also recommend you close open DMs on Twitch. Sadly, there's a group of people out there who are really messed up in their heads. They think that online harassment is acceptable and funny. And they harass people who support the streams. So, just do what you can to avoid that. You don't want people harassing you and following you all over the internet. It's not going to be very good. Trust me. In addition to that, if you are going to tip me, I have to ask that you have a verified PayPal account. I've had far too much trolling and malicious activity against me in the last 6 to 8 months. with fake tips, stolen credit cards, and the like. If you have a verified PayPal account, I'll know it's really a human with their identity tied to it. It gives me added protections. All right? So I know to trust those tips, and we don't have to completely derail the stream trying to verify a tip and see if it's real if you have a verified PayPal account. Don't worry. If you verify your PayPal account by tying your real identity to it, no, I don't see that information, and no, you do not get doxxed. Okay? Also, if you're a regular attendee and contributor to my streams, you may want to consider using a key phrase or code word when you tip me. For example, you can tip me, give me a message, and say, oh, my code word is this. Then I'll know it's really you. Because sadly, there are people who come on here and try to impersonate other contributors to cause problems or give me a fake tip under the name that I think I would normally trust, you see? This process of using a code word has actually worked tremendously in the last month. I've been able to trust so many tips and just not derail the streams by having to check or verify the tips. I can just say, okay, it's good, and then continue on. All right? All right. Moving on. A couple things to talk about today. So, in the realm of gaming, there was a story that I had to talk about, and now for some reason it's completely slipping my mind. Probably because I got so stressed out this morning about the other story that I'm going to talk about in just a moment. Does anyone, on the top of their heads, does anyone have some gaming news that is news that you want to talk about today? Because I know there's at least one major story, and I completely forgot what it was. It was not about turtles, Turtle Dude. It was not. Hello, Habib Gaming. Shadow Man Remastered? No, that was not it. Destruction All-Stars flopped. Are you surprised? Are you surprised? Days to Gone 2 canceled. We talked about that yesterday. So that's not it. Major PS5 firmware tomorrow? I didn't even know that. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's supposed to add a few features. Like to be able to back up your games, your PS5 games on USB devices now, which you couldn't do up to now. That's a big one. A lot of people have been saying, you know, I want to back up my games, and you haven't been able to do that. Now you can finally do that. Hello, Jasper. He's stretching and rubbing the edge of the chair, and he's grabbing my arm. You're being very cute. He's so cute. Turtle Dude, yeah, but we already knew that. So there is a story that's supposedly supposed to be like a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. That with the PlayStation 4, there's an internal battery inside of it. And basically that battery maintains something with your digital rights. And what they're saying is the PlayStation Store is ever shut down, much like they just are about to do with the PlayStation 3 store, that if your internal battery breaks on your PS4, you will not be able to access your digital games ever again, even if you have the rights to them. But I don't think they're discussing shutting down the PS4 store anytime soon, maybe in 5 to 10 years, like they just did with the PS3. Basically, PS3 had about 5 to 10 years after its life cycle, you know, kind of ended with PS4 launching, and then they shut down their store. So, CMOS battery? Yeah, that's right. BioShock may have an open world. See, we know about that. We talked about that yesterday. Actually, Timbo talked about it. He said that the next BioShock may be an open world game because they did a job posting or something about, you know, like developing a new game that's open world. And everyone's like, oh, it must be a new BioShock. To me, it's kind of weird because the last BioShock was in 2013, right? BioShock Infinite. And by the way, it was good, and I liked how it ended the trilogy. But it's confusing to me. Dude, it's 8 years later. Like, it's been so long. This is as confusing to me as, like, James Cameron is still making the new Avatar movies. It's like, who the fuck cares about Avatar? The movie is so, you know, in the past at this point. Like, who the fuck wants to see a sequel to Avatar now? It's way too late. And he's making, like, 2 to 3 more new ones. Right? So for me, it's kind of like, why are you making a new BioShock game now? Like, listen, I like BioShock, but is anyone going to care? You know what I mean? Also, that's right. Apparently, Alloy, the main character of Horizon, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn, is being added to Fortnite. Oh boy, how exciting. I'm very excited. Let me tell you. I'm just heading right over there, and I'm going to start dropping money on Fortnite because Alloy's in it now. 5 years too late. That's what I mean. All this stuff's like, there's really no new gaming news at all today. The gaming news is kind of stupid. Nothing too interesting. I do have a rant I want to go on, but I know some of you will be interested and others will be like, oh, it's an old man yelling at a cloud again. Jasper, what are you doing? Hold on a second. Jasper, what on earth is going on? What are you doing in here making all this noise? Are you kneading the cabinet? He's kneading the bathroom cabinet. He was reaching up and grabbing the bathroom cabinet and trying to pull it open and making all this noise. I was like, what the hell? What a knucklehead. Blackout 2 is coming to Warzone. Is that true? So Black Ops Blackout 2 is coming to Warzone. Well, it won't be Blackout 2. It'll be them trying to pretend like it's Blackout 2, but it's still, if it's in the Warzone engine, it's still going to be shit. I hate the Warzone engine. Yes, Jay Bowler, I will be playing Resident Evil 8 on release day. Yes. Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get to my thing that I want to rant about and get off my chest today, because I'm very frustrated about this personally in my personal life. The COVID vaccine. All right. As of this Thursday, the 15th of April, in our state of Washington, where I live, supposedly anyone like 16 or older or 18 or older, it's supposed to be adults, are now valid to get the vaccine. You're all qualified to get it now. Okay? Now, I knew this was going to be a problem. Kat and I both want to get it. We want to get this in our bodies. We want to get ourselves immunized so we don't have to really worry about this fucking thing anymore. We want to stay healthy. Okay? However, already in our state, this whole thing has been a shit show. What I mean by that is, since this vaccine started rolling out in January, as they keep going through phases of, okay, this group of people is now eligible, now this group of people is eligible, in our state, it's been repeatedly reported by health officials, okay, that sadly, the process of doing this has been terrible. There's not enough people, not enough logistical people to issue enough vaccines. It's a nightmare to try to get your appointment. A lot of people got one vaccine shot and couldn't get their second, or they're still trying to make an appointment to get their second shot within the reasonable time frame you're supposed to get it so it's effective. Apparently, it's just a huge nightmare in our state. The whole thing has been kind of botched. In fact, a lot of you guys here on the streams have told me you got your vaccines already. And I'm like, you're younger than me, and you got your vaccines. I'm not able to get it. We haven't been allowed to get it yet because everything here is behind, a lot of other states and a lot of other places, right? So I can't even been able to get it yet. So I just started to look into this because, this Thursday I'm supposed to be able to get it. So I look into it to say, okay, is there any way I can pre-register to get a COVID vaccine? No. There is no pre-registration process whatsoever in the state of Washington to get a COVID vaccine. Oh, okay. So what's the process to get a COVID vaccine? Wait till you hear this, because this is how it is in our state, okay? You have to go to a website, but there's not one designated website. There's a designated website that's through the state, but there's another one that a bunch of independent people are running that some people say actually is better than the one through the state because it's updated more frequently. So basically what these websites do is they just basically... they list possible places where you can get a vaccine based on what vaccines are available at that moment. Some of these websites are updated every few minutes, some every couple of hours. And basically, what you need to do is it'll list things in your area by your zip code where you can get vaccinated. But that's it. If you click on each one, each area, it doesn't take you to a registration process. It doesn't even take you to a contact form. It basically just takes you to a generic website for whatever it is. So I'll give you an example. Last night, I went to the state of Washington website for the vaccines, and it said that there were 2 areas within like a mile of me to get vaccinated. Cool. I click on the first one. It's a church. I click on it. It's just the church website. It says nothing about getting vaccinated, nothing about contacting them. It's just the generic church website. There's zero information there to do anything. So I said, well, fuck that. That's a waste of time. Likely what they need you to do is call and sit on hold for 50 hours to talk to someone on the phone about getting vaccinated, and I can't do that. So then, the next one down there is a pain relief clinic. Okay, well, normally a pain relief clinic probably isn't into vaccinations, but likely they decided to do this as a public service. Okay? So I click on it, it says, oh, you want to get vaccinated here? You have to register for our site, give us your personal info, and then we will put you into the queue and we'll let you know when it's available. Okay. So I fill out a generic form, your name, email address, physical address, send it in, and it says, okay, you will get a confirmation email within, 5 minutes to say that you've joined the site. Click on that, it'll activate your account, and then you can give us further info. That was last night at 9 p.m., right after the stream had ended, like 9:15 p.m. As of this morning, right now, I have not gotten the confirmation email. I've checked my spam filter, everything, it just never went out. Want to know why? Because this is some local business, right, that normally would probably deal with 12 people, 24 people a week maybe registering, and likely they just got 40,000 people trying to register. So it doesn't work. And this is what I mean, like, this is how everything is in our state. This is how everything is here in our state. And that's how it is as of last night. Now, if you haven't heard the news this morning, okay, there are 3 kinds of vaccines, right? Isn't there, I want to say there's one is Pfizer. There's 3 different vaccines in the United States that are being issued. 3 different kinds, okay? 3 different pharmaceutical companies that were approved for the vaccine, and these are the ones that are being distributed, okay? Out of the millions and millions of people who have been issued all of these vaccines, okay, 6 people who were given the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, this is the stronger one, supposedly. This is the one where you only need 1 dose. You don't need the second dose, right? Anyway, 6 people out of millions who were given this vaccine are experiencing blood clots. Sucks. It always sucks when someone gets some kind of a nasty side effect from something like this, but it's well within the margin of error of what you would expect to happen with a vaccine. There's going to be a few people who get an adverse reaction. It's just natural. It's going to happen, and nothing's perfect, right? So, this happened. It's now been documented. Today, the CDC, that's the Center for Disease Control, the people who are in charge of everything like this in America, says, oh, we recommend everyone just stop using the Johnson & Johnson vaccine because 6 people out of millions have blood clots. 6 people. Repeat that again. 6 fucking people out of millions have blood clots. Let's stop using the vaccine altogether. What the... What? 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 What the fuck is wrong with people? 6 people. There is a higher chance right now you will walk outside of your house, step 1 foot into the street, and a car will flatten you and kill you. There's a higher chance of that happening than you getting the Johnson & Johnson vaccine and getting blood clots. By the way, not dying from the blood clots, just getting the blood clots. Okay? Let's pull the fucking entire vaccine from circulation. By the way, there's not enough vaccine to go around. We're trying to mass vaccinate the entire country. States like Washington are incredibly behind on vaccinating. Let's pull one of the 3 vaccines. I just don't understand it anymore. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand the people in power who are making these decisions. They want I got a rant here. They want our entire country to be vaccinated as soon as possible. They feel that if we mass vaccinate, we can stop the spread of this virus. We can stop further waves from hitting, stop people from getting sick, stop people from dying. We need to mass vaccinate. That's what we're being told. Vaccinate as heavily as you can, as quickly as you can. We need to mass vaccinate. Okay. 6 people out of millions got blood clots. Stop the vaccinations from that. What are you fucking talking about? I just don't get it. And here's the other thing. Along all this going on, so already I'm looking around for a way for Kat and I to get vaccinated. I don't like the extreme close-up. Hold on. I don't like that. There we go. I'm looking for a way for Kat and I to get vaccinated. There's just no simple way to do it. I'm looking all around. You can't pre-register. Like right now, I wouldn't be able to register for it anyway because I'm not eligible till Thursday. And it looks like on Thursday, it's just a crapshoot. You go to a website, you click, you got to contact individually a million different businesses and places that are doing it to try to get in line to get this vaccination. It's going to be a fucking nightmare. I can't do it. I got to stream. I got to work. Maybe when Kat gets home from work, she could sit on hold with one of these places all fucking day and hopefully get through. It's not looking good. It's looking like we're just not going to get vaccinated for a while. On top of that, this state is already backlogged on vaccinations, right? And now they're pulling one of the 3 vaccines. Literally this morning it was announced in Washington State, we're pulling the vaccine. No one can get it. Okay? So the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is being pulled. So not only were you already going to bottleneck the system on this Thursday by making everyone eligible, now you're pulling one of the 3 vaccines available, creating a further problem, much bigger problem. Then on top of all that, okay? On top of all fucking that, I'm seeing news stories. And the news stories are saying the people in power, i.e. those in government, are considering doing a vaccine passport. Okay? What does that mean? It means that unless you have evidence that you've been vaccinated against coronavirus, you may not be able to travel at all. Doesn't matter if you're following the protocols for safety. Doesn't matter if you're a healthy individual. Doesn't matter if you're not high risk. Essentially, if you don't have evidence that you were vaccinated, you can't even travel in any way, shape, or form. You're stuck at home and or locally, and you can't go anywhere. You can't fly. You can't. In some cases, they're even talking about like you can't go to any major event or anything. You'll be locked out without your vaccine passport. Now, who knows the extent? Of course, this is only being discussed right now. No one's trying to make a law or anything about it yet. But you know what it is with government. Sometimes they go to the extreme. You can't go to the doctor without a vaccine passport. What? But I'm sick with something else. Too bad you can't go. You didn't get vaccinated. You might spread coronavirus, right? Like, to what extent is this going to happen? To what extent is this going to actually pass? And for me, I look at the situation as an outsider, all right? I'm not on the left. I'm not on the right. I'm not a political guy at all. You guys know this. I'm a guy who is literally at the least risk category for coronavirus because I sit at home all day to work. I don't go out. I go out once a week, all right? My wife's at higher risk than me, but she's incredibly safe. She's constantly washing hands, using hand sanitizer, masking up, everything she needs to do at work to make sure she doesn't get sick, okay? I want the vaccine. My wife wants the vaccine, okay? But right now it looks like there's just no feasible way to do it. How are we supposed to do it? You can't pre-register for it. It's a crapshoot randomly what businesses and or availability is going to be for these vaccines. There's already people who are dying to get their second vaccine so that it will be in effect. Now they just pulled the Johnson & Johnson vaccine from availability in our state, reducing the amount of vaccines dramatically available. So how exactly do we get vaccinated? All right. Now imagine, within a month or two, our government says we're passing a bill. Vaccine passports required. Now we can't travel. Not to say that we have any plans to travel, because we don't. We just don't. We weren't going to travel anywhere right now anyway. But can you imagine? Can you imagine? Now we're being told you're just locked down at home permanently. You can't leave. But I want the vaccine. I can't get it because there's no infrastructure to get it. You weren't planning for any of this. You never prepared for a pandemic. Our government has utterly failed us every step of the way since the coronavirus pandemic started last year. And now you're going to pass a law that's going to lock me down and punish me for your failures. Because you failed to set up a system to properly distribute a vaccine. Because you're having a knee-jerk reaction. The CDC having a knee-jerk reaction. 6 people out of millions getting blood clots. Pull a vaccine. But now you're going to tell me that I can't do stuff. I can't travel. I can't do stuff because of your problems. Because you fucked up. Right? I want the vaccine. I want it as soon as possible. All right? I want it as soon as possible. But I'm being told I can't. I'm looking on the websites. There's nothing to register. I would love. Here's what it should have been. Here's how they should have done it. There's one centralized place you go, put in your personal information, your age, your demographics, your health conditions, all of that. A database is built that sorts the people who register who want the vaccine and puts them into categorized waves. Wave 1, wave 2, you will get notified per wave when you're eligible. Immediately, you go into a database of people that are eligible. Now, your information goes out to the places that have the vaccine. And now you can go to one of those places and register online, and you can just go and get your fucking shot or whatever, right? Instead, it's a complete fucking crapshoot. Just randomly start calling places that are vaccinating and see if you can get an appointment. What the fuck are you talking about? What? Like I said, there's a church listed with, you go to, it also says click here for information. You click there, it takes you to the church website. Nothing about vaccines, just a general, call the number. Are you kidding me? You want me to sit there? You know how many people probably called that fucking church to try to get a vaccine in the last day as they were listed on the website? Probably thousands. Like, this blows my mind that this is how our country works and how our government works. And like I said, I want the vaccine. Every day I see you guys are coming on my streams and telling me, oh, I got the vaccine today. I can't, there's nothing for me to do it here. In the state of Washington, there's nothing. There's no way I can do it. I would have to sit here all day and not stream and instead sit here and make phone calls all day to try to get a fucking vaccine appointment. I just don't understand it. Anyway, this is incredibly frustrating. It is incredibly frustrating for me because I want myself and my family to be protected, and it looks like there's no way to do it. Even though I'll be eligible, there's no way to realistically do it. What I would guess is that what I'll have to do is probably wait weeks to months. And eventually what'll happen is the people who are rushing to get it right away will get it finally. And then maybe I'll be able to find an easier way to do it and squeeze in, right? But I just don't know what I'm supposed to do exactly, right? Like, what's the process? And this is the funny thing is people are coming on my stream right now and they're like, well, I was able to do it easily. All I did is I went online and I checked for some local businesses like my local pharmacy or whatever, and I was able to register. That's because that's how it's done where you are. Like I'm telling you, I went to the state website. The state fucking website is listing where vaccines are available and updating on, every few minutes, every hour. And you're supposed to just, as a crapshoot, jump around and call those places yourself to try to get a vaccine appointment, which I can't do. I have to work. And like I said, my wife is she'll try. It doesn't guarantee nothing. This is just a joke. This is a fucking joke. But let's do a vaccine passport as if I'm being punished like I chose not to get the vaccine. It just seems like there's an insane disconnect because guess what? I'll give you guys a hint. All right? The people in power in the United States of America who are talking about a vaccine passport were vaccinated months ago. These are the people who are the elite class. The people who, because they're politicians, were already protected against the coronavirus a long time ago. They got elite access to the fucking vaccines before all of us, the commoners, got it. So, of course, they're the ones who are going to be talking about, oh, let's do vaccine passports. Yeah, because you already have it. Because you were given it like you're some special fucking snowflake, right? You're more important than all of us. You got the vaccine right away, while all of us want it and can't get it. But, lock down the common people with a fucking vaccine passport. I just don't understand our government. And I apologize I had to rant about it, but this is so bothering me right now. I'm so fucking upset about this bullshit. I've had it. I've had it. With this nonsense. Anyway, thank God that we can escape from this nonsense with fun gameplay today, right? It is what it is. All I'm going to tell you guys is this. Basically, Thursday's going to come. I'm going to be very upset. I'm not going to be able to register for a vaccine. I'm not going to want to talk about it anymore. Seriously. I'm just not going to want to talk about it anymore. I know you guys are probably going to bug me about it. Hey, did you get vaccinated? The answer will peripherally be always no. No. We're not going to get it. We're not going to fucking get it. It's going to take forever. I would almost guarantee you without exaggeration, with the way that things are going in our state, we probably will not get vaccinated at the earliest the middle of the summer. That's my guess. When it finally calms down, when people won't be going crazy, then maybe I'll be able to just go to say, okay, let's go to like a pharmacy website. Oh, look, it says I can get one next week, right? But I guarantee you, it will be absolutely fucking impossible. It's going to be harder to get the vaccine than it is to get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. And you know how crazy that shit is. It's going to be tougher than that. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say. And, you know, because again, I know this is a hot topic. Everyone's talking about it. And you guys, every day, you guys are coming to my streams and telling me you got vaccinated. Congrats. I'm jealous of you. I'm actually incredibly jealous of all of you who have gotten vaccinated or have an appointment. You know, here, and it's funny because the state of Washington is where coronavirus started. We were where the first outbreak was in the entire United States. Yet somehow we are one of the worst equipped and worst handling states. Like, we are handling it the worst. It's just, it's a fucking shit show here. Had enough of this shit. Alright, I'm now done with my old man yells at a cloud rant for the day. I got it off my chest. Alright? I got it off my chest. And I promise you I will not try to burden you with this every single day this week. I got it out of my system. And what I will say is this, okay? If there's good news in regards to a vaccine, you know, I know you guys are going to want to know, but outside of that, if you don't hear me mention it, it's because there's no good news, and I'm just not going to bother with it. I'm not going to talk about it on my streams anymore. There's no point. I'm so upset about it as it is that I don't see any point. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. Fair enough. All right. Let's now do shout-outs for those who've contributed. Okay? So, trying to get this updated here. It looks like our first contribution today was Snow Carl. Thank you for the cheer. Snow Carl, I'm not providing any specifics about my wife at all. Besides what I've told you is that she changed her position at her job, and now it's a completely different job she does, and that's why it's a completely different schedule and completely different shifts and everything. Oh my god, excuse me. That's the deal. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you anything about what she's doing, where she's working, or anything like that. It's none of anyone's fucking business. Because people are too fucking nosy, and they try to, you know, get as much personal information as possible to make our lives miserable. And there's no fucking way I'm possibly telling you anything more than what I've told you already. So you can stop now. Green Apple Slush did a 200-bit cheer. He says, good job keeping up a streaming schedule. Yeah, I do my best, Green Apple Slush. It's tough because, you know, my schedule has to also rely on my wife's. Because that's our one day a week we get to spend together. You know, the whole day. Outside of me streaming. There's other days, you know, she's home, but I'm streaming, so we get to see each other between my streams and stuff. But for the most part, I'm working the whole day. So I have to be adjustable. The good news is this work is adjustable. I can change my schedule every week, and even though for some people it is frustrating when it's a day when normally I would do something like, remember, Street Fighter usually is on Fridays. One week it wasn't. It is what it is, though. You know, we get by and things work out, and I do. I try my best to maintain a stream schedule. I try to be here for every stream that I promise you. As you guys see, I almost never, ever call out, per se, right? How often do I have a sick day? If I'm not feeling good, I still try to tough it out and be here. The only exception is if it's so bad that I can't talk because of a swollen throat or something. Or last year with my goddamn ear infections. That really sucked. Okay? So, thank you, Grand Apple Slush. I'm glad that you appreciate the fact that I work my ass off to try to get a consistent schedule. You know, a lot of other people tell me that other streamers just don't do that. They'll just go live whenever they want. They'll go live whenever they can, but they don't have any consistency. People have told me over the last year that my consistency is a huge positive for them, especially during the whole pandemic when a lot of people were stuck at home. That having me here consistently was a good positive thing, and I'm happy to be part of that for you. Okay? Okay. Time to ban this idiot. Let's ban this moron right now. There we go. Go fuck yourself. Okay. Timbo Slice Cheer said, I'm confused why it's so hard. Hold on. I scrolled off the screen. He says, oh, wait, never mind. First of all, it was Snow Carl, and he cheered. He's talking about Democratic states, and I'm not going to talk about that. Timbo Slice Cheer said, I'm confused why it's so hard in your state that, he says, there, where he lives. Stores like Kroger and Walgreens, CVS, and other stores and pharmacies have sign-ups right on their website. It's about to get harder to get shots because Johnson & Johnson was pulled. Yes, we just talked about that. Here in Washington State, all right, again, because the vaccines are backlogged, it's not that they're here and people don't want them. Everyone wants it here, and there's not enough to go around. So you can't do that. Like, there is no availability at the pharmacies right now to get the vaccines. What it is there's, like I said, there's a state website and there's actually an individually run website. And these websites refresh every few minutes to tell you, here's where appointments are available to get a vaccine. And in the past couple of days, here's what I found. A church, that pain center that I told you about, and also our local hospital. But the local hospital, again, says you can't register online. You got to call and make a phone appointment. And by the way, this warns right on the website, expect hours of wait time because so many people are trying to register for appointments. You see? So, the thing is, Timbo, every state is handling it completely differently. And our state had zero preparation, apparently zero competence to handle it. They just don't know what the fuck they're doing. So, it's like everyone out for themselves, trying to figure this shit out. Kobe fan, biggest Kobe fan cheer, he says, do you think Johnson & Johnson could sue? Oh, I don't know. Listen, I don't know the ramifications of any of this shit. I don't know anything about it. I don't know legality of it. All I know is what was in the news this morning. That's all I know. Super Sly Gaming cheers, I want the vaccine. I don't want to wait in line. I punched the first guy that walked out and I jacked his vaccine instead. You're Super Sly Gaming, you think that's funny. However, it's not. It shows you're incredibly immature. You're an idiot. This is not funny and it's not shit to fucking joke about. People's lives are at stake. The safety of people's families are at stake. And the fact that you think this is time to joke about it just shows you're an asshole. 800 Rec has subscribed to the channel. Thank you, 800 Rec, for the sub. I appreciate that. Gorilla Pimp is here. And he cheered and he says, he's trying to make a joke out of Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is no joke. Thank you for the cheer, but I don't appreciate that. Jay Hawkwood cheered. He says, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine being pulled will be worse for Europe. That one is more used in Europe. This will put them way behind. It's actually worse news for the European Union than the U.S. Well, you got to wonder, because again, this is all based on how each country, and in a lot of cases, how each state here in our country handles it. Everything's different. So maybe in Europe, some countries will say we're pulling the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and some will say, well, 6 people out of millions isn't a lot, well within the margin of error of issues that would happen, so we're just going to keep administering it anyway. I don't know. That's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Snow Carl Tree says, Sweden has the same vaccination system as Washington. We're fine, to be honest. No one wears a mask. No lockdowns. Restaurants close early. That sounds incredibly stupid. I think people should be wearing a mask. I think that things should have reduced capacity. For now. For now. Eventually, I want it to get back to normal. But for now, the answer is, I think there should be restrictions. That's my opinion. Benzuko Lives gifted a sub to Charleston Chew 11. Congratulations, Charleston Chew. Thank you, Benzuko Lives, for the support. Hydrocarbon 1 subscribed to the channel. 18 months of support. Thank you, Hydrocarbon 1, for such long-standing support. I appreciate that. Okay. All right, guys. Let us do shout-outs. Oh, wait a minute. Gorilla X Pimp Cheer says, no joke. I'm black and proud, my guy, and I love black women. That's great. Thanks for sharing. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to the top cheers of the week. We have a 6-way tie. A 6-way tie. I've never seen that before. I don't think there's ever been a 6-way tie. We have a 6-way tie for cheering, which means that's a tie for 5th place between the following people. Beg Burnell, Cheerio Eater, Dinosaur King, Eternal Napalm, Twisted Resistor, and Jason Sways. That's a lot. That's a huge tie. If any of those people cheer, it would break the tie. In 4th place this week, we have Timbo Slice. 3rd place this week, we have The Villain X. 2nd place this week, we have Zenecac. And in 1st place, E-Web. Thank you guys very much. As for gifted subscriptions this week, We've got Benzuko Lives, Beast Bod, Ola McLeod 7, and Ripley Atomic, who all have gifted a single subscription to the channel. And we've got the Master Programmer, who gifted 2 subscriptions to the channel so far. So thank you guys for all your contributions, all right? I feel a burp coming, so I'm going to turn away from the mic. And now it's going away. See the problem here? People always tell me now, oh, you need to turn away from the mic if you're gonna burp. But now it went away. Ladies and gentlemen, I just received a massive $50 tip from the Patriarchy, who says, super hyped for today. I'll be listening while I jog in the park. Thank you, Patriarchy. Yes, I'm excited because we're going to do our murder investigation, which, in my opinion, was actually the best part so far of the game when we investigated the first murder. It was suspenseful. I tried to use my sleuthing skills to get to the bottom of things, and it ended up being very entertaining. So, hopefully, today will be just as entertaining. I thank you, sir, for the very generous contribution. That already gets us halfway to our tips goal, and that means the gunner glasses are in effect. I'll be wearing the gunner glasses right at the start. It's a great place to start, halfway to the goal. Very nice. Budapest, what's the most massive tip I ever got? I want to say $2,000. I know for a fact that I received a $2,000 tip a couple years ago. I don't think I got one bigger than that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that $2,000 was the biggest tip I ever received, and that was a couple years ago. As for this year, so far in 2021, the biggest tip I've received was $281, and that was from an anonymous tipper. I don't know who it was, but that was the biggest one so far this year. Snorlax just cheered and said, your best bet is staying up late in the States site on Wednesday nights at 11:45 or 12 in the morning when the times go live. You'll be up after stream anyway. Maybe you could get started and end the evening stream later. Snorlax, here's the thing, though. You're misunderstanding the situation. You can't do it online. Even when it hits midnight, they're just going to say call, and guess what? None of these places are open at midnight. A church is not open at midnight to answer your call to take your registration for a vaccine. Neither is a pain clinic. You see? None of those places will be taking your call at midnight. You see my point here? Since there's no online registrations for any of it in Washington, you can't do what you just suggested. I would love to do that. I could definitely do that. I'm awake at midnight. I would sit there and do it. There's nowhere to do it. Literally what you would have to do is all night long, don't go to sleep, and call a circle of numbers until finally someone picks up when they open up in the morning, and try to be first in line to talk to someone about a vaccine. Preach has subscribed to the channel for 18 months. Thank you, Preach, for 18 months of support. I appreciate that. What's going on, Kupo Souls? Good to see you. Okay. All right, guys. Anything else? Anything else to bring up? Anything else to talk about? Any other topics? Or shall we go on break quickly for me to use the restroom and then come back with the Danganronpa investigation madness? What do you think? Dooley has resubscribed for 62 months of support. He says, I feel your pain regarding the vaccine. I have to wait until July because of Europe's incompetence. That sucks. Really, that sucks. I'm very sorry to hear that, Dooley. So I guess what you're saying is that you actually have a system in place where you can register, and in that registration system, they're telling you have to wait till July. Jesus, that's terrible. That just stinks. Hooli10 says, can you walk into places and see if they have extra vaccines? No. If you go to this website, again, the state website that lists these places, every single one you click on literally says, because I checked here, it says, do not walk in. We do not accept walk-in appointments. You have to have a pre-existing appointment. If you walk in, you'll be denied and sent home. It said it right on the hospital website. It actually said that on the pain relief clinic website. Like I said, the church website said nothing about the vaccine at all. It acted like they weren't even doing it. But that's what it said at the other two places. Oh, let's see here. Jay Hawkwood says, go stand in line and speak to the person when they come in the door in the morning. Jay Hawkwood, you mean, when I'm working? You mean go mass gather in line outside of a vaccine site, spreading the virus. That's what you're saying. That's your recommendation. This is a great suggestion. I received a tip, and this person actually wants me to see if they're verified or not. So give me a second here, and I'll verify if they're verified or not. I'll verify the verification. Let's see. Okay. It's loading. Bear with me, it's loading. Yes. So Plum Goral, that's the name, right? Yes, you are verified. So, shout out to Plum Goral for a $5.50 tip and said, I haven't been here in a while. I just resubbed for 6 months. Wow. I wanted to contribute what I could. So thank you very much to Plum Goral. Oh my God, I'm sorry guys. I apologize. If I had known that was coming, I would not have burped into the mic. I didn't even feel it coming. It came out of nowhere. I was in the middle of a sentence. And the fucking burp, you see what I'm saying? I'm very sorry. It's half the time it fucking surprises me. I didn't know that was coming. That was gross. I really sincerely apologize. I hate this shit. Anyway, thank you, Plum Goral, for the $5 tip. I appreciate the support. And yes, you were verified, so you're good to go. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you again. Super Sly Gaming cheers. If the church ain't open at midnight, break in and steal their vaccines. That's the dumbest suggestion ever. You're a fucking asshole. Yug Bite has a resubscribe for 18 months. Thank you very much, Yug Bite. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for a great pre-stream. Let's take a break. Thanks for listening to my rant. Let's take a break. When I come back from break, it's Danganronpa. But take this opportunity to grab a drink or a snack for yourself, use the restroom, whatever you need to do. And I will be back with Danganronpa in just a few. Thanks, guys. See you in a bit.